Welcome to the Northstars Show. I'm the mouthpiece of the show, Bruce Krentz. Behind the cameras, Paul Anderson, and we're joined by Lance Laycock. He's going to do what just happened here, a little talk about the weekend. Before we jump into that, I got to say, I just got back from Flin Flon. Every piece of clothing I'm wearing is brand new because I forgot my overnight bag. I had to make a run last night. And Paul remembered the coat, so this is a spectacular day. I'm going to put the coat on. Tell him what happened this past weekend.
The first game we battled pretty hard, but we lost 6-2, kind of a second period loss. Then on Friday, there was a few. It was a pretty close game. Into the second period, it was 3-2, and then there was some calls. I don't know. You can't really blame the reffing, but kind of can. And then some suspensions, and
you can kind of
we
blame the
kind of
refs,
lost.
and two coaches got tossed out of the game.
Yeah. And then on Saturday, we played pretty good against the Thrashers, which is a top team in the league, and we lost 4-0 to them. But I thought we played pretty well. Then on Sunday, the kind of 4 game got to us, and we lost 6-2 to Interlake. It was Keith did pretty well that game, got 2 goals.
Just ran out of steam a little bit. We'd like to mention, we won't go through all the goal scores, but you had 3 goals this weekend, so
Yes.
kind of broke out. Congratulations to
Thank you.
Lance Laycock here to talk to us about what just happened here. That's the start of the Northstar Show. We're going to talk to a couple guys from the Bantam AA King Miners, along with one of their coaches, Lucas Hanlon. We're going to talk to James Buchanan, and we're going to do 1 minute with Michael Venne. All right here on the Northstar Show. I'm joined by James Buchanan, normally one of the assistant coaches here with the Norman Northstars, got pressed into service to take some head coaching duties on the weekend. What happened in Kenora, James?
Well, it was a difficult couple of nights in Kenora, and the game turned a little bit theatric towards the end. And that's all I'm going to comment on about that one.
So 4 games on the weekend, 4 losses, and 6 goals, I think, overall. It seems like putting the puck in the net's a bit of a problem. What do you think you have to do to start making those numbers look a little better?
Yeah, well, we're having a lot of chances to score goals and put the pucks away. We're just not quite getting them to finish, so we got to have our guys work a little bit harder around the net and making sure when the opportunities are there, they got to capitalize and make good on the chance.
It seems to me, too, that you're getting scoring from all over in the goals you're getting, but some of the guys that probably at the beginning of the season you were looking forward to scoring aren't putting the puck in the net. Do you think that's fair to say?
Yeah, I think some of the guys on the top units are fighting the puck a little bit, and that comes over the course of a season, but we've had opportunities to score from all 4 lines that are playing, so I mean, as long as we're getting the opportunities, it's nothing to be extremely concerned about. It's starting to bear down and make sure we make good on our chances.
Classic Jerome McGinless start. It seems to me you could go 30 games without a goal and still get 40 by the end of the year, so we'll hope for big things from those guys. We always do blues and golds. What are some of the other blues, other than the fact that you went to Kenora, that you can talk about from the weekend?
Yeah, well, we had a few games worth of suspensions doled out to the coaching staff, so that's one of the blues. Putting the puck in the net, that's definitely a blue. The power play hasn't been clicking as well as we would like it as well, so we need to do a little bit of work to make those opportunities go in the net.
Kind of get that going. Golds, what are some of the things that you thought the guys did well?
We've had good efforts, top to bottom, up front. Seen some improvements through some of our defensemen as the year's gone along. Dustin Parker looked pretty good over the weekend, and each game he plays on the back end, he's gotten a little bit stronger, so we look to him to keep contributing on the back end as well.
Fantastic. We've got a couple games finally at home. It feels like you've been on the road for a long time, and I'm sure you guys are happy not to be getting on a bus Wednesday night or Thursday night this weekend. So what can we look forward to from the team this weekend, do you think, to get the wins? What will you be working on in practice the next couple of days?
We'll bring in hard work ethic back to the rink. lots of shooting, you know, getting pucks on the net, making sure we're hitting the net and putting the puck away. That's the biggest problem really, is capitalizing. So lots of drills around the net and shooting to score.
Yeah. We'll be hoping that the hometown crowd cheering helps these guys to put the puck in the net. James, thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
You're watching the Northstars Show on Shaw TV.
This is Minor Hockey Moment, a chance for us to talk to some of the players, coaches, volunteers, sort of different aspects of minor hockey in Thompson, and I'm joined right now by a few of the people from the Bantam AA King Minors. So Skylar Zox, Jordy Pachikowski, and Lucas Hanlon, one of the coaches from the team, join me now. Lucas, we'll start with you. We've got a tournament coming up in Killarney this coming weekend. That's one of the reasons we wanted to get you guys on the show right now. What sort of team can people expect to see when you guys get to Killarney? I know this is sort of some of your first action of the year.
Bruce, we're excited to bring a lot of energy and speed in Killarney. This is going to be an opening tournament for us, so we want to see how these first-year kids can develop and adapt to a more physical Bantam play style. It'll be nice to break the ice, that's for sure.
Excellent. And is this your first year coaching, one of your first years coaching? How's it been so far being associated with these bunch of guys?
This is not my first year coaching. I coached pre-novice 3 years prior, but it's nice to come into a game with strategy at the Bantam level where you can kind of work more on systems rather than just the essential skills of hockey. They've made it fun so far, working on third man high and wing lock and trying to get their heads wrapped around that as new concepts, but it's definitely fun.
Awesome. So a nice learning experience for you to be able to switch gears a little bit. I think out of novice and up to Bantam, it's sort of a bit of a big change. Although I sometimes feel that the novices get overlooked a little. There's so much development that has to happen there, and these guys wouldn't be anywhere near as good as they were now if they didn't have some novice coaches to kind of get them started, right?
Yeah, that is very true. That's the building blocks for the players these guys have become today. So it's really important to set that, I guess you could say, foundation for the growth that's coming.
Cool. We'll move over to these guys a little bit. We'll start with you, Jordy. Tell us a little bit about sort of how you got to the Bantam AA's, last couple teams you played for, and what position do you play?
Last year played for the Bantam A's for Bantam first year. I was assistant captain for that year as well, and I played any side and I played D.
I played for the PBAAs last year, and I'm a goalie, I guess.
You guess? I hope you know that. You've got the stuff, so. Are you a goaltender or just a guy with the stuff? No, I'm just bugging you. Actually, Skylar's an excellent goaltender. Just before we move any further with these two guys, I'm going to apologize a bit. We just dragged them off of a practice. That's why, the hair looks fantastic. They didn't really get a chance to prep for this. So you guys are heading down to Killarney. You've had a couple of games against the Pee Wee AA's over the last couple of Fridays. Who are some of the guys on the team that we should watch out for? You can't pick each other and say, boy, he's really good. But who are some of the guys on the team that you think are going to make an impact down in Killarney?
I think Dylan Cripps, he's a great first year, a lot of speed. Murphy Krentz, he's a big player, doesn't like to hit, but I'll make him hit somebody. Anybody?
I think I'm going to say Robert Dudas. I think he's like really fast and he can hit pretty hard. And Armando Evans, he's pretty fast too, and he can handle the puck really well.
Thick hands, that kid. It's crazy. I mean, I've helped to coach you guys before, and I watch a lot of your games, so I think those are great picks, especially Murphy. Boy, I love that kid. Turning back to you, Lucas, just a little bit. Beyond Killarney, what are some of the things that the team has planned for this year?
This year we are planning to play in a bit of a league play, somewhat similar to the midget AA league kind of. This is going to prepare those kids for that type of style as they move up through AA and AAA. They'll be in a league with a Cross Lake, Norway House, OCN, and I believe that is all that is confirmed to this point. And then after that, we've got a tournament in Brandon, as well as our home tournament being the Don McLean coming up.
Right on. So Don McLean tournament is December 11th, 12th, and 13th. We invite everybody down here to the CNSBIT Arena for that. Do you know, is there anything planned between now and then, or is it Killarney and then a whole bunch of practice with Coach Shane and Coach Darren?
At this point in time, we are very focused on the Killarney trip. I am not too sure what's coming up after that. Shane did not fill me in for this, but I am ready to play it by ear. I like coming out to practice with these guys. I get to hop in a little bit and move the puck with them and teach them a couple of things, so it's nice, always learning.
It's been a fun year, and I know they're really happy to have you on board, and it sounds like it's mutual, so that's fantastic. Just to wrap it up, guys, I know I play a little bit of hockey with some guys that are pretty good. We try not to call it. We call it kings. We don't appreciate old timers. You got to respect your elders. But I know even for me, when I lie in bed at night, you think about the game, you think about the goals, you picture something happening. For me, the move that I dream of is knocking the puck down when someone's trying to pass it out of their own zone and then just ripping it back in for a goal. What kind of thing do you fall asleep thinking about? What do you dream about?
Big hits, big goals. That's all I got to say.
I think about this one time when I made a really nice glove save last year, and that's all I think about whenever I dream of hockey.
Love it. Visualize making that glove save over and over. Lucas is a player too. Let's give him a chance.
For me, the biggest thing would probably be being able to dangle around those bar-down Warriors. They're a real tough squad, so I like to make every shot on Ray Korea count. That's the biggest thing for me lately.
That's what makes you tick. Skylar Zox, Jordy Pachikowski, and Lucas Hanlon from the Bantam AA King Miners. This is Minor Hockey Moment. Thanks for joining me, guys. This is 1 minute with Michael Venne. First of all, a bit of a wild weekend. I think I saw you one help. Is that what you had on the weekend?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, just one assist, but I probably could have got a few more, but it was pretty good.
It's good. And I know the second game was kind of crazy. Coaches got kicked out. It sounds like it was a wild one. What are some of your thoughts, or what do you remember about that one?
Oh, it was definitely pretty crazy, yeah. Refs were pretty brutal, a lot of back-to-back with the coaches, but it was all good fun, I hope.
Like to think that. And what are your hopes for the rest of the season? I mean, we've had a rough start, would be pretty generous. I think it's been pretty tricky. What do you think you guys have to do to start putting some wins on the board?
We definitely have to start playing more as a team. We got a couple individuals, so we got to start passing, connecting a bit more. And then with that, wins will start coming, and it'll be good.
I like it. One last one before we do 1 minute. What do you think you personally have to do to help contribute to the team?
Definitely, I need to start working harder, both on and off the ice, practice games, and start putting up some points.
Just keep pushing. That's the only way we're going to start winning some games. Let's put that 1 minute right there on the clock. You were trying to get a sneak preview of these questions just so everybody knows. He doesn't know what's coming. He doesn't know what's coming right now. We'll start you with a softie. Chocolate or vanilla?
Vanilla, hands down.
Really? Favorite class in school?
Gym.
Xbox? Yeah. Really? Okay. Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation.
Really? Favorite pump-up song before the game? I like this question.
Anything by 50 Cent, honestly. It's good.
Really?
Yeah, it's good.
Well, I kind of pegged you for a country guy. That's how well I know you. What do you usually do on off days?
On off days, usually hang out with some friends, chill out, watch some TV, whatever.
Think about hockey. Any brothers or sisters?
I got a sister.
Do you remember your first ever goal?
I do actually. Is probably termite when we played with the blue things in the middle of the ice.
Excellent cross ice.
Definitely, I was actually goalie and I shot it right across and went in. So yeah.
Now that's good termite hockey right there. Favorite movie?
With the Motors.
Really? Which teammate have you known the longest?
Calum.
Cleanest teammate, and I can say for sure it's not Lance Laycock. We had him on the opening. I could barely stand beside him. It just stunk.
Cleanest teammate, probably Stuckless.
All right. Favorite Halloween candy?
Jolly Ranchers.
Too sticky. Chicken or steak when you're at a restaurant?
Chicken.
Nice. And last one, favorite soft drink?
Pepsi.
Top shelf. That's 1 minute with Michael Venne. Thanks.
Yeah. I am Killian Roster, you know me at Northstars. My number is 19. I played defense, hometown Thompson, Manitoba. I went to Burnwood Elementary School. Favorite player, Jacob Trouba.
That's the Northstars Show, folks. That's episode 5, season 5. I want to thank James Buchanan for joining me and giving us his thoughts on Kenora and the 4-game road swing. I'd like to thank a couple players from the Bantam AA King Miners, Skylar Zox, Jordy Pachikowski, and their coach, Lucas Hanlon, for some of their thoughts on the Bantam AAs in our minor hockey moment. And also thanks to Michael Venne. 1 minute with him was informative and entertaining. Speaking of entertaining, if you want a good laugh, check back on last week's show when we had Braden Pollock on. We gave him some flip chart paper and asked him to read some highlights from it. It was Pretty good. The guys are here in the CA Nesbitt this weekend for a couple of games. Come on down and cheer them on. They need a little help getting some wins.